Hey friends in Nolia's neighborhood, it's Hannah and we are back together again for part 2 of our dino making project. If you didn't catch last week's video, then go ahead and click out of this one and move back a week for our painting project that we did last week, because that is the very first step that you'll need to do to complete dino making. If you've already done your painting, then you're right where I am and you're ready to get started for the final phase of our project to make our dinosaurs. Now, cutting cardboard is really tricky. You're definitely going to need help from a grown-up or a skilled scissorman to lead the charge on cutting out these shapes in the cardboard. But before the cutting starts, there is a very important step that you need to do. I just showed you a final product dino. This shape and these upside down U's are what we're going to cut out from our cardboard itself. And then we do some final touches and tweaks to create our dino. When the pieces are just separate like this, then you have to make a slit in the top of your legs. Do you see that? It's kind of tricky to see on camera. So you'll just take your scissors and make a small slit. Don't cut down too far. And then we take it and slide it on to our dinosaur. And again, front legs, a slit. And we are going to slide it onto our dinosaur. This can be a little tricky and you kind of have to maneuver it a little bit to get the legs to do exactly what you want. Now, this Stegosaurus is a smaller dinosaur than the Brontosaurus. And as you can see, I went with shorter, kind of wider legs for my shorter dinosaur and some taller legs for my Brontosaurus. It's just gonna help kind of distribute the weight a little bit better if you make sure that your shorter dinosaur has shorter legs. You can't quite see, but they are sitting nicely on the table on their legs that we've created. Like I said, the first bit is your job. So we're gonna take our cardboard that we painted, and as you might remember, my cardboard was a really big piece. The baker and I painted together last week. I used my scissors to start this project and just made some smaller pieces of cardboard because I find that a lot easier to work with when it comes time to cut. And I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you exactly what I did to create my dinosaur bodies. Okay friends, so what we're gonna do is use a pencil to create the outline of our dinosaur. And when we do this, we want to make sure that it's pretty big so that the person who's cutting it out isn't going to have to worry too much about struggling, just the regular amount of struggling with the scissors, because it can be a little tricky to cut the cardboard. And let's get a little tail going here. The thing about using a pencil is you can create your outlines that you want, and then after you've cut it out, you can use your eraser to get rid of any extra pencil marks that are left on your dinosaur. Now remember, when you're doing your outline, you don't actually have to create any legs. It can be a legless dinosaur. And then we're gonna use our scissors to also cut out the U-type shape that we use for our dinosaur legs. And those will turn out like this. Each dinosaur, of course, needs 2 sets of legs, 2 feet on each set. And here's what he looks like when it's cut out. Now I found that for cutting along these lines, my kitchen shears worked best because they're the sharpest scissors that I have. If you have a grown-up at home that uses an X-Acto knife, that would probably be an even easier way to cut these out. Either way, slow and steady wins the race because it is going to be a little tricky to cut the cardboard out, but it's worth it because this guy looks awesome. Now, if you have finished drawing your outlines for your dino bodies and getting some help to cut out those shapes and the upside down U's that we turn into our dinosaur's legs, then you are ready for your final step of assembly. Don't forget to cut a slit in the top part of your leg piece, and then it will slide really nicely onto your dino's body. And then you're ready to play. One other super fun dinosaur thing that we did this week as a bonus was creating dino print or fossil cookies. And the way that you do this is you roll some cookie dough balls, press those babies down in a cookie sheet, and then find one of your dinosaur toys. Not the one that we made out of cardboard, because that is not really an accurate dinosaur footprint, but grab a dino toy and you can stamp your dino's foot down into the cookie dough and make a print. And when you cook them, the prints get hardened inside of your cookie, and then when it's time to eat, you can eat your very own dino print. It's pretty fun, really easy, and we thought it was exciting to do an additional dinosaur activity this week. Like I've said before, we're pretty into dinosaurs over here. All right, my friends, I hope you have a blast creating your cardboard dinosaurs, maybe trying out that cookie recipe. I will share with you at the end a clip of what our cookies turned out like. And I really, really hope you enjoy creating and playing today. See you next week.